Hello everyone, Helen here for Sketch It Out Thursday. I decided to use the current sketch from Stuck Sketches. This is the September 15th sketch, and this was our inspiration board. I saw that once upon a time and thought of frogs. There's always frogs in fairy tales, aren't there? And I happen to have 3 pet frogs, and they came for a visit to school. I pulled out my Simple Stories Domestic Bliss range. Not because my frogs are domestic blisses, but because the colours went with my shirt and the frogs. There you go, you can see the 3 frogs on my arm in my classroom. We were doing a lesson about living things, and so I had my frogs in as real alive pets and a pet rock, and they had to look at the differences. The kids loved having Skipper and Swimmer and Sticky in for a visit. But let's get back to the layout. I've kind of deviated from the sketch a little bit, and you'll see as a little bit as we go along. And I thought, I'm always using white backgrounds. I should use a patterned one, but I just couldn't do it. So a bit of stenciling and a bit of sprinkles will liven up that white back page. That stencil, I'm not sure where I got it from. I've had it for quite a while, and I used some leaf green archival ink for the inking. And then I pulled out a really old bottle of Perfect Pearls Mist in turquoise, and also a bottle of Lindy Stamp Gang Shabby Turbine Teal, and added some splatters around. This is where I've deviated from the sketch altogether. That band of that greeny, olivey green paper isn't in the sketch, but I quite liked it, so I put it in. And then I used a bit of the patterned, it's got a little flower on it actually, for a bit of a grounding on that band of pattern paper. There was a little bit of a leftover scalloped sticker that I'd used in one of my previous layouts, and it was sitting there waiting to be used again. Then I decided I wanted to back it on a piece of paper, and I really loved this checked paper. So I trimmed down the white background paper ready to go. Sometimes you just know before you even start that it's not a good idea. But silly me, I went ahead with it anyway. That is, usually I would use double-sided tape with the paper backing, and I'd place it all and then pull off my little tabs. But today, for some reason, I chose to use my TG gun. And then, as you can see here, it wasn't lined up properly. Oh, I tried to pull it apart and really ruined that page. So I pulled out another piece of paper, gutted that, used double-sided tape this time, and you can see that darker green just around the edge, and that comes from another Simple Stories range, the I Am range from a couple of years ago. It's a good thing about a lot of the Simple Stories ranges, well, the ones that I have, is that the greens and the colours do mix quite well. Anyway, back to the layout. Here almost was another interesting piece of taping. It wasn't my night actually doing this, but never mind. The sketch called for a big piece of pattern paper along the bottom, and I didn't have any large enough pieces, so I joined 2 little bits together. I pulled that sticker off. Now, when I did a layout a while ago, I'd cut that sticker in half because I was going to layer with it, and I never ended up doing it. So I'd put it back on the sticker page, and pulling it out as 2 pieces wasn't really working. So I thought, oh, if I put it on some of the paper that I've backed it with, then it just holds it together. I liked it, and I thought, oh, I'll put this little potted plant on. Got nothing to do with the frogs coming to school, but I don't know, I liked it. And in the sketch it has a flower on that point, so I thought, oh yeah, I'll do that. And really then I thought I should have a 3rd one, but then it was just getting a little too much. It's interesting, domestic bliss is about how much you love / hate. I'm more with the hate. Housework. So that bit of yellow there behind the flower is actually a dryer or a washing machine, but it just was a nice bit of yellow to pop behind the flower. And some of these sayings work really well. kind of fit in with almost like some things that I might say at school. Then I pulled in that little blue house. It kind of, I don't know, it gave me kind of a schoolish, I don't know why I thought it just looked like a little school, but I kind of thought it fitted in, and I like that pop of blue. As you can see, I've pulled the green paper off the back of that sticker. It was just a little bit too much. Making a little embellishment cluster up that top right hand corner. Just layering pieces out of the die cut pack. And same goes down the bottom here. And then the little sausage dog as well. Not much to do with the layout, but he was cute. So he found his way. I mean, if they'd had a frog in the die cut pack, it would have been great. But seeing as there wasn't a frog at all, I thought the little sausage dog would go. And he needed a little bit of dimension, so I pulled out a piece of, well, to be honest, it was sitting on the floor as a leftover from some previous layout, and it was just the perfect width, so it made its way onto the back of the little sausage dog there. Looked at some of the stickers off the sticker pack, and once again, the ones that had a saying that kind of went with a school feel a little bit, and then added some enamel dots, and just about finished. I went through my thickers and found this tealy alphabet. It's kind of corrugated cardboard one, and I mean it's thickers, but it's quite a few years old. Anyway, enough letters, perfect colour, and if you're looking closely now, you can see there's a little bit embellishment section up on that tag. It just kind of evolved, and I forgot to turn on the camera while I was doing it. Anyway, bit of journaling and some close-ups. I hope you enjoyed today's Sketch It Out Thursday, and see you next time. Oh, and a little peek, the frogs went to visit pre-primary. See you later.